Hi, welcome back to my guitar lessons here on Cheap Guitars, and brought to you by the Cheap Guitar Zine. And today we're talking about picks and the different types of picks you can get, and why you would use a certain pick for a certain song or a certain style of playing. Today I'm using acoustic, but a lot of the stuff that we're talking about will apply also to electric guitar. We're going to get right into the pick I'm using right now. I'm using a Fender medium. Doesn't matter if it says Fender or whatnot, but it's a medium pick, which means it's got some bit of resistance. And I'm using it for this particular song, which was Just a Phase by Incubus. And the reason is it had a lot of single line runs in it, like the beginning. And it also had some strumming. When you want to do single line stuff and a lot of scale type runs, you're going to want to pick with a little more resistance to it. And the reason is you don't want that pick to be flopping around while you're trying to get those individual notes. So a good balance is a medium pick, because you can strum and pick those little riffs in between. So another good song that a medium pick for an acoustic guitar, a medium pick would be good for playing Wish You Were Here. Okay, so that is pretty much your medium, and that's going to cover, as the name implies, the middle ground, so you get the best of strumming and the best of individual note picking. And for the most part, when you play electric guitar, you're going to want to stick with a medium for the most part for general all-around playing. Now I have another pick here, and it is a Jim Dunlop 0.60 millimeter. It's really thin and pliable and floppy. And I would use this pick if I was going to do a song that had a lot of strumming. And not a lot of individual lines. So if you're doing a lot of guitar work that's just a lot of strumming, and you're singing, for instance, and you're not going to want to bother yourself or have to think about little runs in there, you're going to want to use a more pliable pick like this 0.60 millimeter, which has a lot more give to it, and it won't have as much scratchiness on the strings as you strum those big chords. You're also going to have an easier time of strumming and a lot less likelihood of the pick flying out of your hand. A stiffer pick will provide more resistance, and sometimes you can get a little loose grip on that and you'll lose the pick and have to go find another one or start strumming with your fingers. So that's a really good pick for strumming acoustic guitar. For the most part, electric guitar, you're not going to really want a floppy pick, because most electric guitar players are playing lead guitar, or lead guitar runs or fills and things. You're going to want that medium pick. Finally, I have a Jim Dunlop 2.0 millimeter. So it's super thick. It really doesn't bend at all. And you're not going to want to play a lot of strummy stuff, because I don't know if you can hear this on the video, but it's a lot more, there's a lot more sound coming from it because there's more resistance. It's a lot more of a plasticky sound to my ear. So right here are the three picks that we're talking about in this lesson. On the left here is your Dunlop. It's a 0.60 millimeter. It's extremely pliable. In the middle we got a Fender medium, and on the right here the Dunlop 2.0 millimeter, super thick. And we're going to be discussing the differences in these picks and why you'd want to use one over the other. But let's just look at this one, this thin Dunlop. Look how thin and pliable that is, and that's what you want when you're doing a lot of strumming, because you want that tip to give when you hit those strings. So you want that nice, pliable softness when you're doing a lot of acoustic guitar strumming. And then the medium is going to be your balance point, and it's a lot harder to bend, but it does have a bit of pliability in the tip here. So you're going to use that for your lead guitar, but also your strumming. So you can do both with this one. And then on this end, the Dunlop 2.0 millimeter, it's so thick you can't really bend it at all. And I don't know if you can see the difference, but I mean, that is just really, really super thick. And more for just lead guitar playing or super, super fast picking. So those are the three general types of picks. There's all kinds of different thicknesses that you can get. This is a general idea: super thin, medium, and super thick. So for the most part, you're not going to want to use a really thick pick, especially if you're starting out on guitar and you're fairly new to the guitar. The pick is going to have so much resistance that your picking hand will have to work a lot harder to get through the strings, and you got a lot more resistance there. And also, like I said for the previous pick, when you have a very thick pick, it provides so much resistance that you can have a lot more chance of the pick flying out of your hand as you're trying to do some runs. So for the most part, these thick picks are for electric guitar playing, and a lot of times jazz players will use them, or guys that really pick a lot of notes really quick. They want a thick pick so that it doesn't flop around. So when it goes through the string and they come right back on that down or up stroke, that pick is still right there, and there's not a lot of give in the tip of the pick. So that's really the reason for those super thick picks. And for the most part, for all around general playing, you're not going to want this. It's a specialized pick. These real thick 2.0 millimeter, for instance, type thickness picks. So I would recommend for all around playing a medium pick, and good for electric and acoustic guitar, lead guitar, and great for rhythm guitar as well. So hope you found this enjoyable and educational. Please sign up for my Cheap Guitar Zine at cheapguitarzine.com. It's a free subscription where you'll learn all about guitar playing, different reviews on guitars, and also how to get great deals on top brand name guitars and not junk. My whole point of view is you shouldn't pay a lot for a guitar, and you shouldn't play junk. So my whole website is devoted to how to find guitars like that, and I have found them, and I'm going to help you to find them too. So I'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in, and enjoy the picks that you're playing. All right?